Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Renner, and this is a sci-fi thriller from director Robert Rip Berger. And this film stars Frankie Muniz as Renner, a computer genius, creates an AI life coach, voiced by Marcia Gay Harden, to help him find love, but realizes too late he accidentally programmed his manipulative mother into this code, and think about that synopsis. I don't think they probably should have put that in the synopsis. So be mindful. But this film is about 90 minutes, and for a good 45 minutes of it, that this first half of the film's really working in exploring a romance in this sci-fi context, and you have Frankie Muniz, who's very committed to his role here as Renner, who has obsessive-compulsive disorder, has a lot of anxiety, and this AI, with Marcia Gay Harden was perfect, because she just has that personality and that presence to be overbearing and everything, and you see the tension that it's put into Renner's life because of this AI trying to push him to perfection. And he feels so disconnected from the world, and then he magically meets Jamie, played by Juliette Bean, and they hit it off, and I think Bean's fantastic. She is very charismatic. There's definitely a spark there between Jamie and Renner, despite the fact that you have her brother, Chad, played by Taylor Gray, who's just such a Chad stereotype, and frustratingly so. And I feel like that's one of the challenges of this film, is these characters feel very archetypal and really lean into that and don't have a whole lot of extra substance outside of there. Obviously, Renner has a lot of trauma, and I do think that Rip Berger does a fine job of shooting this film and maximizing, I think Renner's apartment has really awesome production design, and it's a very interesting space because we spend almost the whole entire film here. And this film is working pretty well until it decides to completely rip the rug out from under you. It hints at some things, and it has some surprises along the way for sure, some unexpected twists and turns, but it completely undercuts what was really working about the first half of the film, and then it divulges into this completely other kind of film that just is not clicking in the same kind of way. And the film only skates across the surface of exploring artificial intelligence and the danger of it, and that's a frustrating piece as well, because it's there's so much potential here to really dig into this, and it just kind of okay, well, that's resolved. And it focuses on other things, and Renner obviously has a lot of trauma, and I feel like by the end of the film it never really gets fully confronted, but the dynamics completely change in the second half of the film, and things just aren't as interesting, and then the ending feels so unsatisfying after everything you've been through up to this point watching this film, that you just kind of feel cold at the end and frustrated, and that's not how you want to feel after investing time into this film. And this film had a lot of potential, it had a lot going for it, and then it just completely undercuts itself, and it just collapses underneath the weight of this shift that this film goes on. But it's still watchable. It has a lot of genre elements that deliver, and I think Bean's extremely charismatic and very interesting to watch on screen. And it's nice seeing Frankie Muniz back, and I think he does a really fine job of expressing this trauma and his OCD and all those frustrations that are just boiling up to the surface. And so those are some things you can latch on to and enjoy watching this 90-minute film, and it's right there on VOD. And if you're really into sci-fi, it definitely has those elements. Just wish that it could have dug a little deeper and made it a little bit more interesting in that way. But those are my thoughts on Renner. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in, supporting your Wasteland reviewer.